Hi there. Again, you're with DeFi IoT, Latin America. Let's talk a little bit today what's going on in the crypto market. We're down today. But here at DeFi IoT Latin America, we are up. We love it when it goes down. It's time to buy. Let's talk a little bit about what's causing that. What could that be? Well, we got some ideas what could it be, and actually we're really dead on, I think, about what's causing the market to go down. But don't get down yourself. Now's the time to buy. And let's explain why. Stay tuned. So let's talk about, we looked at what happened with Solana. You know, Solana went offline for 20 hours due to, apparently, from what I've been reading, they've had 400,000 transactions per second. That's incredible. And it was just an overload on the blockchain. They were, a lot of the buoyancy were NFTs. And so, you know, there's been a big hoopla in NFTs lately, and it caused a crash, which that also caused Solana to go from, you know, just we peaked at 190, pushing that $200 down to about 130 something. Now, before we went on the air, I checked, we were about 143, starting to recover a little bit. Will it recover completely? I don't know. I'm not a big fan of NFTs. And to begin with, I think that there's something that's more of a fad, not necessarily an investment. And I love cryptocurrency as an investment, not necessarily a currency. And so it's like buying art. You know, you're taking a gamble. If you buy art, when it's a fad, it's going to go for more money, and maybe the fad fades out, like Beanie Babies did years ago. I don't know that yet. It's brand new, really. I mean, we're really going into a new frontier. I'm sure someone's going to have value, but you're getting it so high right now that, I don't know. We're sitting back on the fringes. There's a couple NFTs out there that we think might be some good NFTs to jump onto that maybe might have that value. But what I want to get into today is, let's talk about what's causing that fluctuation. You know, Ethereum's down just above 3,000. Bitcoin came down to 4,300. Your big boys that you had Polkadot along with VET and others really go down. That's okay. Don't get upset about that. Remember, if you look at their long term over the last year, you're going to see that they have risen. They're not down. Don't look at the day to day. Remember, buy low, sell high. Buy low, sell high. We just don't get out right now. We stay in. We buy now. You got to buy consistently over time and invest over time to build wealth. Whether you're in crypto, whether you're in the stock market, or whether you're even in real estate. You don't buy real estate when it's high and expect to then sell it when it's low and make money. You keep it. You sit on it. You rent it out. You do things different. Here we don't have to rent it out. Here we just ride it out. We buy more of it. Especially since it's doggone cheap still. I mean, you can get into VET and pennies and others, even Polkadot. Couple dollars a coin. Come on. You ride this thing out. So let's talk about what's going on. Let's just go back through. I take this off of Coinbase Market Cap News, which I think is a good source to listen to, especially in English. But let's go through and see, you know, we're talking about how 12 years ago, Bitcoin was kind of like poo-pooed on. Now Bitcoin is, as they're quoting them, is the man. We go through here, we see that Bitcoin's a threat to big banks and a threat to governments because it's decentralized. Cryptocurrencies, for the most part, are decentralized, especially if they maintain that blockchain algorithm in the sense that they are mined. Once they go to staking, it becomes more centralized. That's why I'm not a big fan on staking. I'd rather see mining. And there's a lot of, you know, well, miners consume a lot of electricity. Do they? Your big miners these days are using solar farms. And there's other ways to mine that don't consume electricity. And mining actually is a great way to get involved because when you think about it, I can generate my income from mining, and I'm guaranteed to have an income. I can put my money in cryptocurrencies today, and I don't know if that cryptocurrency is going to rise or it's going to collapse, right? So it's much riskier. When you're mining, it's less risk. So I'm pro mining, and I encourage people to mine. In fact, we have videos that teach people to mine, and we'll be doing more of that because there's more ways to mine now. Even if, I like that, more ways to mine. Even if you are concerned about consuming too much electricity, the mining aspect now is coming out and doing it in the cloud. It's the group I work with, they have cloud miners. And believe it or not, they're starting to mine Bitcoin there. So there's other ways to mine. I like mining. We'll get into that later with our videos of how to. So let's go through. In recap, Solana collapses for 20 hours, right? Bitcoin is a threat to big banks, which causes then you got President Nayib Bukele's adoption of Bitcoin, the 7th of September in El Salvador, having its struggles now. You're having people rise up. Well, who's behind all that? Come on. They, for a year and a half, did a pilot program, and it tested positive there in El Salvador on the coast. When they implemented this program, they had a platform in which would ease the volatility of Bitcoin to the dollar transaction, right? We know that the World Bank and other entities did not like the fact that El Salvador was doing this, because that was going to set a precedent that other countries can follow, and other countries are considering it, even states in the United States of America. So you're going to have that push. You're going to have people behind the scenes, as Bukele said, look, the people out burning the ATM, the Bitcoin ATM machine, and the people that are rising up in every little area that had the rise ups were violent. And so we know that that doesn't come from the people. They're not going to destroy their own areas, their own cities, and their own businesses. So that comes from other people being planted in there that are rising these people up. And if you have any history at all in Latin America, you could just look at what Che Guevara was. He was one of those revolutionaries that would go around, stir the people up, and rise up. But he was getting the rise up over what he told them, not what the truth was. So you have a lot of this behind the scenes not being told. They're blending in. I think we've seen that in the United States too with this last election, and therefore afterwards and so forth. A lot of blend is trying to pretend they're somebody and they really weren't, to try to put fault or guilt on something they were against. You know, what happened in the dialogue? What happened to true democracy? That's how tyrants rule. So let's look at Russia's central bank cracks down on cryptocurrency exchanges. Let me read it here. Ordering banks to slow or stop crypto-related transactions. You had the NFT scandal with OpenSea, right, where insider trading took place. But yet note that it was actually because the crypto market, we are the people that control the crypto market. It was us that stood up and said, this is not right. We called them out on it. And once we called them out on it, they corrected the problem. So that's corrected now with OpenSea. OpenSea is a platform where it's a secondary market for buying NFTs, okay? NFT, the non-fungible transactions, okay? So anyway, we get down to this pump and bump scammer that pumps out that there's a deal between Walmart and Litecoin. Well, obviously this guy was just trying to pump it so that he could raise it, sell it, buy it when it went down again. Unfortunately, that calls for people saying, hey, we need regulation. But where do you come into regulation? And they stop when you have the regulators wanting to kill the crypto world. So we have to think about that one real hard. Well, basic regulation. Oh, come on. There is no more basic regulation. We're already being stepped on as it is. And with this whole pandemic issue, our rights to have certain freedoms have been taken from us. And if people think we're going to get those back, I think it's time to wake up. And that's why Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies are excelling the way they are, because of that decentralized idea, that idea of a free market economy. We want that. We want to control it as a people, a true republic, a world republic controlled by us. They want a new world government. They want a new world order. We got it already with Bitcoin, and we got it with cryptocurrencies. So I fight to maintain decentralized. Here we go. Some good things took place. Oh, hey, speaking of which, Elon Musk, go back to bed, please. I know you guys, some of you guys like Musk, but he just needs to get his foot out of trying to make money off crypto by pumping something up, selling it, and then buying it back again. Now he comes out with a whole thing, what is it? He came out and he tweeted this week on the Shiba Inu and the Floki Inu, and saying that, come out showing his new coin, the picture there. And it caused a surge and then a rapid decline as well. That's what we got to get rid of. And we got central banks and big banks, and we got big businesses, and we got financial institutions meddling in this for investment purposes, but also to control, to tank it. And what's happening right now is they're trying to teach El Salvador a lesson. If El Salvador is successful with Bitcoin, many of the countries, especially poor countries here in Latin America and across the world, and in Africa, etc., will follow suit. And that means the big banks, central banks, and these big financiers, they will lose control. And governments will lose control because they're all in bed together, and we know that. They'll lose control of a system that they digitized. And because they digitized this system, they can control it. And they want to digitize it more. They want to get rid of paper currencies. You're hearing all the rumors now that, hey, let's get rid of the paper currencies because it causes disease transmission, right? So, or transactions in between people cause this. In summary, though, we got some good news. You know, you have in CoinMarketCap, SEC has been blasting the CoinMarketCap. This has also caused things to go down, new regulation taking place. We knew it took place in the United States. They passed laws of crypto laws, and they said, well, you know, we're going to leave them like that, and we'll interpret them as we go, but we're not going to, you know, come down against miners and so forth. That's vague, and I really doubt that they're going to be kind to us in the crypto world. They want that control back. It's a threat to them. Let's be honest about it, okay? But in doing this, the CoinMarketCap, they did a debt auction, and they were hoping to get 1.5 billion. And they got trouble right now with the SEC. And then they get $2 billion. So that surprises me, showing us that really people out there think that we're going to overstep all these regulatory bodies. And we're going to own that market ourselves. You know, in closing, I want to just say this. We have this morning, I was listening to, let me find it here. Oh, you had the Time magazine, and Vitalik Butrin's named one of the most 100 influential people in 2021. If you're a fan of Time magazine and you think Time magazine is something that recognizes really credible people, well, I guess that's good. I look at it this way that, okay, Time magazine is recognizing a founder of a cryptocurrency, Ethereum, as a very influential person. So that's good for the world of crypto. Okay. The other we have is what I really like to close on is not just the fact that we as a crypto world corrected OpenSea in their error, but you have AMC Theaters now announcing with the 950 cinemas or whatever they have, over 900 cinemas, that by the end of the year, they'll take cryptocurrencies. What do we have? We have Ethereum, Litecoin, and Bitcash will be accepted by this theater chain. You have more moving towards accepting cryptocurrencies. That's exciting. It's an exciting world. Last but not least, what will Bitcoin get to by the end of the year and in 5 years? Well, in an interview with Mike McGlone, he is the Bloomberg Intelligence Senior Commodity Strategist, stated that he really felt that Bitcoin would push up to 100,000. There were other interviews on the same blog that stated that Bitcoin in 5 years would get to 500,000, $500,000 per coin. There's a lot of financial institutions right now jumping on board, as Mr. Mike had mentioned. And you can either get with it or you're going to fall behind. And he made some relative good examples of falling behind and in the past and not staying to date with things like blockbuster videos. They didn't get digitized. In other words, they didn't come up with the current technological advances. And that's a better word, I think. And those that stay away from cryptocurrencies right now because they're afraid of it, or they're just traditional, and that's a lot of the attack we have right now are just traditionalists. And there's the power grabs, right? They have power now, the governments and the big banks, and they don't want to give it up. But we, the people, we actually are the ones that need to have the power. And cryptocurrency gives us back this power, especially Bitcoin. So let's not abandon it. Stay with it. So the market's down right now. Remember, you buy low, you sell when it's high. Don't sell off now, or you will lose. There's no losers in this game. We stick it out together. Stay tuned. DeFi, IoT Latin America. Hit the bottom for the bell to subscribe. Give us a thumbs up if you like this. We're trying to bring you all information we can and sharing our experience with you. Remember, this is not financial advice. This is our experiences. This is educational only, and we hope you enjoyed it. Be back soon.